Hey guys, welcome to the Way of Truth Tarot. My name is Mandy for those of you who are just joining, and for those of you who are returning, hello again, and thank you so much for being here. So, as you can see, I'm not in my regular setup. I am at work tonight, but I really, it's time. It's time for a mediumship reading for Jack and Lily. So we're gonna do that. Um, but also I want to let you guys know where I'm at with what happened. Okay, so if most of you have seen my first episode that I did on the case where it's a remote view session. Either it's my first or second one in the series, and I saw something that was, wait, number one, extremely disturbing. But now I realize I just saw a very small window of what happened. And when I only had that, I interpreted it a certain way because of what I was seeing. I was seeing Daniel freak out, angrily freak out. I saw him punching walls, going down the hallway, just raging. I saw him holding Jack under a running faucet in a bathtub. And the only thing that I could make sense of was it looked to me like water torture. Like when somebody's put underneath running water, like a bucket or something, and there's cloth on them and you suffocate, like you can't breathe because of the water. That's exactly what it looked like to me. And when I saw Daniel's, anger, it was like, and I saw him freak out at Jack. So it was like Jack had gotten into something and he freaked out. And then I see him holding Jack under the water. So I've had some other visions and stuff that have just randomly come into my brain since then. And I have purposely let this settle because, like I said, number one, that remote view session was extremely disturbing to me. Like extremely disturbing. So uh a warning of caution if anybody is doing a remote view session on a true crime case, make sure that you are prepared for what you could possibly see because you can't unsee it once you see it. So, like I said, I have come to the realization that I saw a very small window of the whole of the thing, of the events that happened. And I have since gotten other pieces to the puzzle. And what I have discovered is that they were not, my interpretation of that as a disciplinary tactic was not right. What they were trying to do was they were trying to revive him. So when I saw Daniel freak out at Jack, it was because he had ingested something. He had ingested something. And Malaya and him weren't there when Jack ingested something. A bunch of other people were. Um, Daniel and Malaya left to do like a run or something. Jack had gotten into a substance, ingested it, and started to overdose. And this is a trigger warning. I should have said that before, but there's a trigger warning. In my opinion, I saw him ingest something while they were not there, and everybody at the party was like, not my problem. Not my problem. Everybody was disassociating from it. I even saw people leaving. Like, we're just getting out of Dodge. Not my problem. So there's poor Lily screaming, screaming bloody murder because she is watching Jack, you know? And then Daniel and Malaya get home, and Daniel fucking freaks out. He's punching the walls, he's ripping things off the walls, like he's freaking out. He picks Jack up and he goes to the bathtub and he just runs the cold water and he puts him right under it in the attempt to shock him out, to make him wake up. And in my experience with substances, when I was young and I was stupid, in the times where I had taken too much, that's exactly what I did, was ice cold water on the face, like as much as I could to shock my system out of what I was feeling. So I just wanted to clear that up with everybody. And my point of this reading today is to confirm that with the cards to see if I'm on the right track. So I just want to be transparent with everybody. Like I said, I'm new to remote viewing. So yeah, I'm new. I'm not used to exploring circumstances or cases that way. And it didn't even occur to me that I wasn't seeing everything from start to finish. So now going forward, I'm going to be more mindful of that. But I just want to be transparent with everybody and be like, yeah, I've got nothing to hide. Um, I'm showing you the process of the reality of what I do. And not always are we right. And it's not because we're not gifted, and it's not because we're trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes or anything. We're human. We're infallible. Or no, we're infallible is like perfect, not failing. We're imperfect. That's my point. So that's what the point of today's reading is to confirm that. So everything said in this reading is alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy and the card meanings, not facts. So um I'm gonna be I'm gonna be using Jack's point of view. Okay, I'm gonna call in Jack's energy and see if he can confirm or deny what I've just said. I'm so sorry for the long intro. Okay, Jack. We just need some answers, sweetheart, so you can have your story told, you and your sister. Oh, and Lily, so um they couldn't she saw everything, and they couldn't trust that she wouldn't say anything to people at school, to whoever. And you know what's interesting is that Malaya's interview, she stressed that the kids will talk to anybody. They're very chatty. So poor Lily, allegedly, my opinion, was silenced because of what she saw. And she was old enough to remember what she saw and articulate something. And they didn't want to run the risk of that. And she was so inconsolable. She was so inconsolable. There was no way that they would be able to have her not let the cat out of the bag. And she thought that they would be better off together than separate, if you know what I mean. Allegedly, my opinion. So I'm going to be reaching out to the energy of Jack and Lily. First, Jack. Okay, sweetie, tell me what happened. Okay, we have the Empress. That's Mom. Ten of Swords, painful endings. If any card in this deck represents somebody being unalived or physically hurt to the point that they can't go on anymore, it's this card. I seriously was not expecting this. This card also represents betrayal, being stabbed in the back. And then we have Temperance, which is regaining control and balance of a situation. This is an emotional awakening. The Ace of Cups. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is an offer, like a financial opportunity for somebody. So Jack felt betrayed by his mother for how everything ended. Um, her purpose, which also is represented by Temperance, is not aligned properly. Her priorities were not where they should have been. They were more focused on a relationship. They were more focused on, so the Page of Pentacles is an offer. You make an offer and you're given money in return. So how I'm reading this is he felt betrayed because her priorities were not where they should have been, where they used to be. They used to be toward the kids, but not at this time. And because she wasn't physically there to keep them safe, there was other people there that should not have been there. They were doing things they should not have been doing while being in the same house as two small children. Three, actually, because of the baby. Yeah, he feels betrayed, and rightfully so. Okay, let's get some cards for Lily. Okay, Lily, this is your chance to have the floor. What do you want to say about what happened to you and your brother? The moon, dark secrets, and it's right underneath the Empress card. And when one card is underneath another, they're related. This is the underlying thing with the mother. So this is like her by day, the Empress by day, and at night there's dark secrets happening. The Four of Swords is self-protection. Lily felt the need to protect herself, like in general. This is making me feel like what goes on at night makes me feel like I need sanctuary and somewhere safe to go. Okay, Lily, what else? The Five of Pentacles, poverty, adversity, not having the things that you need. Like, as in, not the things you want, but not having the things that you need. And it's pentacles, so I feel like the money is going to other things and not where they should put the money. We have an ignited passion with the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Three of Wands. So this is the beginning of your plan, okay? The beginning of your project. You plan the project, that would be the Two of Wands. This is the Three of Wands. This is you putting your energy out there and waiting for a return, waiting for your ships to sail in. This is also having the foresight, like being able to look at a scenario and have an educated guess on the outcome of it. It's not intuition, it's more logic. Let's get the last card. Okay, we got two. Then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is an imbalance, um, an overcommitment of something. So you're focusing too much on this project. And with the Four of Cups, It's time to snap out of it, is what Lily is saying. Come on. This is all pointing to a lifestyle that reminds me a lot of being an addict, to be completely honest with you. I'm a recovering addict, 8 years clean, but the energy, I can smell a mile away. Lily is painting a picture being like, as soon as the sun went down, our house was different. We were the last thing on their mind. And because the priorities were not straight, the overcommitment to something that is unhealthy, um, the commitment should have been on the kids, not on these dark secrets that happen at night. Okay, I'm gonna put these back in the deck and we'll shuffler, start again with a full deck. You see that here? 5 of Swords, wish fulfillment, 9 of Pentacles, abundance, and rewarded efforts, really. So the 5 of Swords is referring to an unfair defeat. This is making me think of Jack. Rewarded efforts. Why is that here? Give me a few more cards to finish this thought sentence. What comes after? Okay. So the unfair defeat happens. And then they need to call in help. The 10 of Pentacles. This is like roots and family and ancestry. They needed to call in help because they needed their efforts rewarded, so they did not go down for it. So they worked really hard to overcome this. And then we've got the 6 of Wands, which is like public recognition. But none of that, it didn't work. Malaya just I mean, look, she had one TV interview and then she was gone. She wasn't able to maintain that narrative or that facade or anything. People could feel like see right through her. So let's ask specifically if what I explained in the beginning of this video is on the right track. I'm going to specifically ask Jack if he ingested anything that was toxic. Let's just say that. Okay, Jack. Well, Ace of Wands. This is referencing that ignited passion that is the wrong priority for the parents. Okay, so Jack, did you ingest something that was toxic? We've got the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Hangman, which is letting go. So the caregiver, the mother, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Hearts, um, was letting go. Yeah, obstacles. She didn't see this coming, which I don't know how she shouldn't have, but she didn't. And then here is the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is like strings attached. Explain the strings attached. Oh, turning visions into reality. Okay, so this is talking about this project being her only focus and her surrendering fully to it. There was no thought to the future or reflection into the safety of the children. And when she needed help, as in the aftermath of it, she got help, but there was strings attached to it. It wasn't free help. And the magician is like finding somebody that has all of the resources to be able to take care of something like this. So I feel like Jack was saying, yeah, it was this ignited passion, this Ace of Wands energy. That is their idea of where they were putting their energy to. So this is like the idea of let's get into selling drugs or whatever. Let's get into doing them. Like We're surrendering ourselves to that lifestyle. Allegedly, my opinion. So, Jack, tell me about that night. Was there a big party there? Were there other people there besides your parents? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. So a female, an older female energy. Okay, the Star. This is referring to the purpose of why those people were there. There was a, it wasn't just a party. This is like there's another purpose as to why they're there. And then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is freedom from something. Here's the Emperor. This is a male energy. Someone who's very controlling, and this is a father figure. So maybe this is Daniel. And then we have like protecting your territory with the Seven of Wands. Okay, this is painting a different picture. This is saying that there was another purpose why those people were there that night. Okay. And it was for a financial reason with the Queen of Pentacles. There was a new awareness about something that brought them to the house that day, that night, I should say. And this is Daniel. And then this is the card that came right out after. And this is standing your ground, protecting your territory. So it wasn't just a friendly party. It wasn't just a friendly party. So what was the reason they were there? The Five of Pentacles, because they were owed money. Dishonesty. Sneakiness and strategy. Oh, the moon again. So this is the betrayal. This is the lies. They're coming there for money. He's standing his ground, saying, we don't have any money. But it's a lie. There's strategy to this. And this is representing the lie, the unseen, the secrets hidden in the darkness. What happens next? Partnership, joining forces. This could also represent, well, it's right underneath Daniel. This is Malaya and Daniel. The Two of Cups underneath the Emperor. Meaning that they are the ones behind this betrayal. So, did they leave the house that night and leave you and your brother by yourselves with other people? Rewarded efforts and an offering, a financial offering. If you go do this for us, as in if you and Daniel go do this big favor for us, maybe we can let you off the hook or something. So did they leave and leave you and your brother by yourselves with all those other people? Death. And the Page of Cups, which is representing the children. And the Page of Cups is also curiosity. And then the card that came out right after it was death. In this instance, it's not just a symbolic death. In this case, it's a huge transformation of the whole situation. This is Jack being curious about finding something in a cup or in a spoon or something like that. And him being very naive, not thinking that, oh, there's poison on this spoon. What are they using the spoon for? Why would it have poison on it? And it causes a big, big change with the death card. While his parents are out. What happens next? Not much. This is the slowest knight in the book, or in the deck. This is slow and steady wins the race. And there was nothing about needing to be slow about this situation at all. They were not moving quick enough in treating him. Balance, needing to balance the situation. Too many burdens, couldn't balance it. Stress and exhaustion, struggles, extra responsibility, something that those people were like, this is not our problem. This is not our burden. What happened next? Eight of Cups, abandonment, leaving. Leaving. What happened next? Queen of Cups and the Hangman, a whole new perspective. Like her world literally being turned upside down. What happened next? A setback, obstacles, and frustration. And here is the Six of Pentacles in reverse again. Needing help, but having that help have strings attached and not being for free. The Sun in reverse. This is also representing the inner child, which in this case is the child. We had Jack was the Page of Cups. This is Lily now. And the Emperor, or sorry, the King of Wands. This is representing taking control of the situation of Lily and taking control of what they're paid to do. This is representing the people, one of them who came to clean up. Okay. Lily, can you tell us what happened to you? The Five of Wands, conflict, and I said that she was screaming. She was so distraught. This is a clash of egos. This is her fighting everybody because she finally realized, holy shit, I'm screwed. Deeper feelings, outward pouring of emotion. Should I stay or should I go? I feel like she was trying to run away from them. Because at that moment she knew, oh my God, I'm not safe. I can't trust my mom. I'm not safe with anybody. Confirmation, justice. Cause and effect. The truth is revealed. What happened next? The family. Mourning. Mourning. Feeling abandoned or unloved. Regret. Failure. Because they failed the family. Meadow's taken away now. Jack and Lily are gone. So just for the hell of it, let's ask them if they're on the reserve. I'm just curious what they say. Okay, guys, give me a couple cards in response to what Darren Geddes has been saying about you guys being alive on a reserve somewhere. Give me a few cards. What do you have to say to that? We have the Seven of Cups. That is about clouded judgment and illusions and wishful thinking. It even says so on the top of the card. I know it's backwards, but yep. Weighing up the options. Should I say this or should I not say this? Oh, and then we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Manipulative, deceitful. I mean, clouded judgment, illusions, wishful thinking, manipulative, deceitful, like inner conflict and weighing up the options. Should I do this or should I not do this? Will this come to bite me in the ass? Let's ask. Will this go to bite Darren Geddes in the ass? This is Darren Geddes. Bad luck. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is going to come to bite him in the ass. Absolutely. What is his motive? What's his motive for spewing this bullshit? The father figure. This was the card for Daniel. What else? Freedom, liberation. So he is not looked as a suspect. Oh my God. Self-assured. And Darren Geddes was. He sounded to me like he was really enjoying himself. It's ironclad. 1,000% accurate. Darren, the cops didn't buy it. If it was ironclad and 1,000%, you would think that you would have the proof to prove to the cops that you do know what happened and to get them to pay attention. Come on. None of this makes sense. And deceit for the father figure to liberate him. Oh. All right, guys. Before I say goodnight, I want to pull a few of these, and I'm going to pull a few of the true crime. Okay, Jack and Lily, give me a few cards that can confirm this entire reading. Few cards that will confirm this reading. Clouded judgment. Clouded judgment. Literally says that right on the card, too. Right here. Clouded judgment. Divine feminine in reverse. The energy of Malaya was not divine. It was not nurturing. Longing, craving. And this came out in the last reading I did about Darren Getty's. This card. Go back and watch if you don't believe me. All right, let's get more. Pretending. Bluff. More deceit. Family in reverse. Also parenthood. Like, I don't normally read these cards in reverse, but when it went on the table, I saw it like flip itself over. So clearly it wants me to read this in reverse because I read them all upright. I flip them over upright. Okay, keep going. Chasing thrills. That is reminding me of that Ace of Wands card that ignited passion for this project that they had the overcommitment to. Conflict. It's confirming everything that we just had. This reminiscing memories. Breaking point. The final straw. I wonder what that is referencing. Why is breaking point here? That's weird. So a breaking point is coming on quickly. Who is going to have this breaking point? Ugh. Who's going to experience this breaking point? There's going to be a breakthrough. The truth. There's going to be a break in the case and the truth is going to come to light. And it's going to happen out of nowhere, quickly. No one's going to see it coming. So here's isolation, kind of like what the kids are now, being isolated and not found. Hmm. To alignment, to being found, divine love. Do you have anything more to say about this topic? King of Wands. Why is the King of Wands here? Time to move on. It's the end for him. Justice. The truth is revealed. Accountability and consequence. Okay, guys, you heard it here first. While divining the future is extremely difficult, and there is a very real thing called free will that absolutely plays a role here. If everything keeps going the way it's going, I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough, an accountability for the people involved. Allegedly, my opinion. Okay, let's get a few of these and I'll wrap it up. Okay, guys, give me a few of these to either confirm or deny the reading. Yeah. So what I just said about a breakthrough, celebrity means everything out in the open. The public seeing everything unfold about the cleanup process. And who is a part of the cleanup process? The King of Wands. Love. Water. And I believe that they are right by water. I don't believe they're in the water, but I believe they are right beside the water. Like if there's like a rocky beach um dividing the shore to the edge of the forest, they're like right after the rocky beach on the edge of the forest type thing. They were discarded like trash. We have home. It happened in the home. This, because it happened to Lily. This happened to Lily. Allegedly, my opinion. What is jealousy about? What does jealousy have to do with this? Explain jealousy. Oh. So The Page of Pentacles. Selling something for money. See how there's like red shoes? Getting into this was purely based on greed and wanting to live like the people you're jealous of. Okay. Last few cards. Grandparent. Interesting. And debt. Strings attached. We helped you. Now you're indebted to us. And then I got power supply. You're indebted to the power supply. Last one, last cards. Imprisonment is coming. Justice. Justice. Wow. Okay, guys. There you are. I'm sorry for the long intro, but I really encourage you guys to watch it. Watch this to the end because, well, hopefully you did. Because if you are listening to this now, then that means you did. And I'm very proud. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. But as always, be respectful because no one wants a troll, right? Right. All right. I will bid you good night. And I will see you again very soon with another reading. Bye.